Good morning, students. Today we will learn about session number 8 of Introduction to English Studies Unit 2. This is prescribed for optional English first BA students by Tumkur University. The topic of this session is reading strategies, skimming and scanning. So, what are reading strategies? Reading strategies are certain specific procedures that help students understand printed words and interpret their meanings. So, certain procedural aspects are involved in reading strategies. Reading strategies include previewing the text, annotating while reading, summarizing, questioning, making inferences, and visualizing. There is also the involvement of activating your prior knowledge about the text, identifying the main idea, and monitoring comprehension. So, what is preview? Before diving into the text, the student should take a look at the title, headings, subheadings, visuals, introductions, and concluding paragraphs. So, activating prior knowledge means to relate the text topic to what you have already known. Before reading the text, one should formulate questions. During reading the text, he should formulate questions, and also after reading the text, one should formulate questions. While reading, the student should engage with the text by writing notes in the margins, highlighting key passages, using symbols to mark important information, or confusing sections. The main ideas in the text have to be condensed into a brief summary. Drawing conclusions based on text information and background knowledge, we have to make inferences. Mental images must be created based on text descriptions and details. So, all of these reading strategies help to understand the text better. So, there should be certain preparations for reading. Before reading, choose a quiet and comfortable space with minimum distractions and maximum focus. While reading the text, use context clues. That means use the surrounding nearby words and sentences to figure out the meaning of unfamiliar words. Adapt your reading speed based on the difficulty of the text and the purpose for which you are reading the text. Pay attention to your own understanding of the text and identify any areas where you have difficulty. Once you have read the text, reread the sections, ask questions, or use other strategies to clarify your understanding. Read the text carefully, paying close attention to details if you want to thoroughly understand it. Awareness about the text needs these five concepts. Everybody should have a phonemic awareness. Phonemic awareness is the ability to recognize and manipulate individual sounds. They should have an understanding of anything related to the sound of letters. Fluency is the ability to speak or write easily and accurately. So, these are certain skills which a student must know before properly understanding the text. His vocabulary should be to the optimum level, and there should be certain comprehension of the text. Thus, reading strategies are specific procedures which help the students understand printed words and interpret their meanings. So, dear students, to improve your reading skills, follow some of these simple strategies. Eliminate distractions if any, either it may be internal or external. External distractions can be avoided, but internal distractions need to be controlled by your will to achieve something. Try to improve your vocabulary, and in coming sessions, we will learn how to improve our vocabulary. While reading, come up with questions about the text. Use context clues, look for the main idea, or identify the topic words, identify the topic sentences. Write a summary of what you have read. While reading, break up larger sections into smaller sections. Have your own pace. Set realistic goals for your reading practices and habits. To ensure understanding, reread the text. Most of the time, if you read aloud, it will be better. So, reading strategies are very important to easily understand the text. There are four key reading techniques. They are skimming, scanning, intensive reading, and extensive reading. In this session, we will learn skimming and scanning, the basic techniques for reading. Skimming and scanning are both rapid reading techniques, but they serve different purposes. They are valuable skills for efficient reading. They help you to save time and focus on what is important. To define skimming, it is quickly reading through the text to get a general overview of the content, often focusing on headings, subheadings, and topic sentences. In scanning, it is a quickly searching technique to gather specific information within the text, such as names, dates, or key terms. These are all practical techniques which you have to follow while reading. So, skimming. What is skimming? You have understood what is skimming. Skimming is reading through the text to get a general overview of the content, and the focus will be on headings, subheadings, and topic sentences. The purpose is to get a quick information of the main idea, overall structure, and key points of a text. For skimming, I have to read the introduction, headings, first sentences of paragraphs, and conclusions. The three types of skimming are preview, overview, and review. The reading style that includes a quick overview is focusing on keywords and sentences. It is like getting the gist of something without immersing in the specificities. That is overview. Preview means what preparations you have to do before reading the text, that I have told you in the last slide. That is, before looking into the text, you have to look at the title, headings, subheadings, visuals if any in the text, introductory and concluding paragraphs. So that is preview. Overview means reading the text with focusing on keywords and sentences, trying to get a summary of the text. Review means rereading the text again to gather any information which you have not seen or overlooked or ignored. Examples of skimming are skimming a book chapter to see if it is relevant to your research. If you want to read an interesting article in a newspaper, and if you don't have enough time to read more than one article, you look at a larger section of the article to decide which article you want to read. This is skimming technique. Now we will move on to scanning. Scanning is also a reading technique where you quickly search for specific information within a text rather than reading every word. The purpose of scanning is to locate specific information quickly. It is a time saving strategy. Unlike skimming, when scanning, you look only for a specific fact or piece of information without reading everything. While scanning, your eyes rapidly move along the text and search for key words and phrases that will lead to the desired information. You scan when you look for your favorite show listed in the cable guide, for your friend's phone number in the telephone book, or for the sports scores in the newspaper. Scanning allows you to find details and other information in a hurry. So, if you are looking up a word in a dictionary or finding a phone number in a directory, they are examples for scanning. Skimming and scanning are simple strategies, reading techniques with different purposes. They are valuable skills for efficient reading. They help you to save time and focus on what is most relevant. So, while skimming, you read quickly to get a general overview of the content, focusing on headings, subheadings, and topic. Whereas while scanning, you search quickly. You're not going to read anything, but you just search for specific information within the text, such as names, dates, or key terms. While scanning, your eyes move rapidly along the text. You search for keywords and phrases which help you to find the desired information. There are differences between skimming and scanning. Both of them are valuable skills for efficient reading. Both of them help to save time and focus on what is most relevant. Skimming is used to decide whether a text is relevant and worth a deeper read. When you intend to do some research, you skim a text to identify whether the topics relevant to your research are found in the text or not. Only after skimming you go for reading deeper. While skimming, we get a general idea of the text before engaging in a more detailed reading. We do not simply jump into reading the text in detail. Before reading the text, you look into the content page, you identify whether the book has details essential for your research, and only then you go for a detailed reading. So, skimming is also used to review materials you have already read to refresh your memory. The objective of skimming is to take a bird's eye view of the text. For scanning, you, you do this process of scanning to find answers to specific questions, to locate particular facts or data points in a document. Observe the difference. Skimming is to go through the contents, to identify the relevant topics which you need to explore for detailed reading. Whereas for scanning, you locate particular facts or data points. You do scanning to verify information or cross reference details, to pinpoint specific facts quickly. These techniques are often used in conjunction. Both of them are related. You both use these two techniques in association. You both at a time you skim and scan. The objective of scanning is to spot and cast specific facts. So these are certain reading strategies. They have certain procedures which help student to interpret the meanings of the text. If you are if you become thorough with these reading strategies, definitely they will help you to understand the text better, you consuming less time. When there is any difficulty in skimming and scanning, take a passage and do this process of skimming and scanning with the help of your teacher. You reread the sections, you identify the headings and subheadings, you ask questions, and you use many other strategies which we will learn in the coming videos regarding understanding the text. You should have an awareness of phonemes, fluency in understanding or reading the text. You should have a good vocabulary, and your comprehension skills must be to the optimal. Fine, students, we will meet in the next video with some more comprehension skills. As of now, bye.